Selena, to your left.
Selena, once more right here in front, please.
She is, without a doubt, one of the biggest female stars of the 21st century. From Disney to Hollywood, Selena Gomez has gone on to become a worldwide superstar as a solo artist and movie star.
If you're talking about worldwide pop appeal, if you're talking about chart success, then Selena nailed it with this amazing album, Stars Dance.
The girl from Texas has risen through the Hollywood ranks to become one of the biggest stars in the entertainment industry today.
She's already achieved so much in her early stages of her career. Come and Get It was perfect to kick off a solo career. It was fantastic. She really came through with her new music career as a solo artist.
With over 300 million hits on YouTube, there is no doubt that Selena Gomez has acquired a global fan base of millions.
She already has, at the age of 21, a successful clothing line production company. She's a talented and successful singer and actress.
This is somebody who's been on screen since she was 7 years old and now is, of course, growing up. She's becoming a very confident young woman.
She can do whatever she wants.
This is the incredible story of Selena Gomez. Selena's rise to fame is a story of love, heartbreak, and dedication to succeed. The singer-songwriter, actress, and businesswoman has a net worth of an astonishing $5.5 million. Throughout her career, the US megastar has performed to millions of people all around the world. So where did it all begin for the ever-popular star?
Selena's show business DNA comes from her mother, Mandy. She's an actress, she's been in the industry for years. She gave birth to Selena when she was 16 and still a jobbing actress, born in '92 in Prairie in Texas. Her father, Ricardo, is from New Mexico.
Well, Selena's very cultured. She comes from a mixture of cultures and backgrounds. Selena had very much a Catholic upbringing, going to church every Sunday.
Unfortunately for Selena, her parents got divorced when she was just 5 years of age. It was an extremely tough time for her and her family, and she was raised by her mother as an only child.
So Selena's parents unfortunately split up. They divorced when she was only 5 years old. I mean, Selena's been very vocal and very honest in interviews recently, very candid about the impact that had on her childhood. I mean, she talks about a time where she was spending more time with her grandmother because her mum had 3 jobs. She needed to raise the money, she needed to get the income in. She also has talked very honestly about the fact that she'd have to shop at dollar stores. I mean, she's also spoken about the time where her mother had no money for gas. The car would run out of gas. She wouldn't even go to her grandparents to beg for money, to ask for money, because she had too much pride. So she would ask strangers, they would ask friends for any handouts. They would sometimes have to go to the dollar store to buy a tin of spaghetti and make that last for a couple of nights. So at times, you know, financially, they really went through hardship. But I think if you look at what her mum did for Selena, well, she has to take the credit. Her mum put her on stage. Her mum gave her the show business bug.
I just only want to share it to all the girls out there that you have a voice, that you have a chance to just do what you love, whether that is acting or singing, and just being true to who you are. And the person that's taught me that better than anyone is my mom. She's so strong and beautiful and has taught me everything.
It was a very tough time, but they've got a very strong bond because of it. They've got a special relationship, and I think Selena appreciates it now. She always says her mum sacrificed everything for her.
If you want to know the reason why Selena Gomez is a worldwide star, you just have to look at her mum.
My mom's been through so much growing up, and she kind of just has stepped back and let me do my thing and go for my dreams and kind of watched me shine, so I'll always be appreciative of that. She's taught me how to handle rejection well. You know, that's one thing in this business that's everywhere you go. So I think for me, I will always be super appreciative of how she's taught me how to handle rejection.
High school was a tough time for Selena, as she was bullied on a daily basis. Selena has stated that she was never the popular kid in school and that she was bullied every second of every day.
I think Selena's fans know that she suffered during her school years with an awful lot of bullying. I mean, she's talked about her time at elementary school where kids would say she was precocious, she got picked on during her lunch breaks, she had money taken out of her pocket, she had beatings in the toilet because they thought she was too ambitious.
Selena Gomez was bullied at school to the extent she said it was every second of every day. Ultimately, she said it made her a stronger person, and it led to her being as successful as she is, but it was pretty horrific.
I mean, Selena was very vocal at a very young age about wanting to be a star. She would perform in front of everyone in the classroom. She would show off at every opportunity. She took dance lessons. She was an amazing drama student, but she had that bug. Not every 8-year-old, 7 or 8-year-old, really wants to deal with that. It's very unusual, let's be honest. So she's been very vocal at saying that those school years were pretty tough. But even though she had a tough time at school, she then went on to do bigger and better things. And I think she's put all those years behind her. She's now one of the biggest celebrities in the world. And I'm sure she's having the last laugh at all those bullies who now go to the movie theatre to see her or buy her records.
Despite having a tough time throughout her younger years, it was clear that Selena was a very talented child. Her mom was a stage performer, and it was through watching her mom perform that Selena developed her early interest in acting.
Selena developed her interest in acting from a very young age. She would watch her mum prepare for and perform her theatre productions, and that's really what inspired her to go for her own goal in acting.
So Selena's mum Mandy was a jobbing actress. I mean, she went from audition to casting. She met with producers, directors. So Selena was exposed to that world of rejection pretty early on, and she soon got to know what was involved really and what was expected of any performer when they go into audition for every role.
And she really idolised her mum because she was brought up by her mum as a single parent. So she looked, as many girls do, and think, I want to be like mummy. And she was inspired by her mum. She says she was everything to her mum.
So it was so obvious that her daughter was picking up the tips. She was learning from some of the best producers and directors. She knew what she would have to deliver the day she went into a casting room for Hannah Montana and ended up, of course, on screen. It was thanks to her mum that she learned the ropes, really.
While Selena was still at high school, she started focusing on her acting career. She attended many auditions and landed some credible roles, most notably in Barney and Friends.
When she was a youngster, she got into some fantastic roles, one of which in 2002 was Barney and Friends, a really popular children's show. She was in there for about 16 episodes and she was fantastic. It really put her on the platform to move forward and become popular and a household name.
So Selena was very lucky, aged 9, when after going from audition to audition, a few casting opportunities had come her way, with her mother Mandy obviously driving her career and pushing her daughter forward to go in front of camera and perform.
Selena was extremely driven as a young girl, and she wanted to be a good actress. She went to as many auditions as she possibly could, and ultimately this ended up in her landing a role on Barney and Friends in 2002. Now, if you've not heard of Barney and Friends, it was huge. Every kid watched Barney. It was just a craze. There were songs, it was fun, and she lasted on it for 16 shows.
Along comes Barney and Friends, so 9-year-old Selena gets to hang out with a giant purple dinosaur. And those YouTube clips, if you've never seen them, are just some of the cutest examples of kids' TV you'll ever see. There's young Selena with a young Demi Lovato hanging out with Barney the dinosaur, which was, of course, if you think back to 2002, was one of the biggest kids programs worldwide and one of the most franchised and heavily merchandised shows in the world. What better start than Barney the dinosaur for young Selena Gomez? She was making television shows, I think 3 or 4 a week. She was being exposed to the industry. It's the beginning of an amazing career.
After her successful TV debut in Barney and Friends, Selena was making waves in the showbiz industry. She then went on to audition for film roles, and she managed to successfully land some cameo appearances that led her on to further success.
So Selena had a great start to her acting career by appearing in Barney and Friends, but you can only do that so long.
After a successful stint preparing herself on TV, she started to break into films. She had a cameo role in Spy Kids 3 and then later performed with Chuck Norris. Although they were small roles, it really put her on the platform.
And although these were just small parts, she got a real feel for what she wanted to do for the rest of her life. She was being praised, and she thought, no, I want to be a leading lady.
I mean, she was 11 years old when she ended up getting the call to appear with Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek in Spy Kids 3. I mean, those previous films have been incredibly successful at the box office, so what better break than appearing in a film with some of those actors? She didn't have a great role, but it was a good start. It was a solid performance as Water Park Girl. And then a year later, she got the chance to appear in Chuck Norris's Walker, Texas Ranger, the action thriller, which again, not a huge role, but again gave her, I guess, the taste of what was to come and a taste of what was required to star in a Hollywood picture.
It was in 2007 when Selena got her big break. She auditioned for and successfully managed to land a role in the Disney show Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana was a worldwide success at the time and was the beginning of great things to come for Selena Gomez.
In 2007, Selena had a huge break when she landed the role of Michaela in Hannah Montana.
All the kids were obsessed with it. She made her way through the Disney ranks for about 3 episodes, and it was absolutely incredible for her.
Now, Hannah Montana was already huge all over the world, so it was very important and it was integral in the rest of her career in terms of what it would lead to for Selena.
So 2007 and Disney are basically looking for a young actress to play a character called Hannah Montana. They were casting everywhere, every major agent in Hollywood. This in fact went around the entire United States. They wanted to find the perfect girl to play this sort of very kooky character who lived a life as a schoolgirl and at night turned into a rock star. Now Selena wanted that role. Her mother wanted her to get that role. She did the audition thing. Disney were impressed. They didn't cast her as Hannah, but she did end up in the show as the character of Michaela. So this was the perfect start for Selena. She was there with Disney. It became one of the bigger shows. In fact, the show for kids in America with incredible ratings, award-winning success. Miley did well out of it, of course, but so did Selena.
After her successful cameo in Hannah Montana, Selena got the lead role as Alex Russo in the Disney series Wizards of Waverly Place.
I'm Selena Gomez on Disney Channel's Wizards of Waverly Place.
The show went on to become a huge success all around the world, and it was where Selena achieved mainstream success.
After her cameo in Hannah Montana, she found mainstream success in Wizards of Waverly Place.
I'm working on Wizards of Waverly Place right now for Disney Channel. It'll be airing October 12th.
She was a lead character, and it was so loved by fans. It was award-winning, and she really found her place in center stage.
So Selena had been successful in Hannah Montana. She'd also had some experience in many other TV shows, some cameo roles in things like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. But Disney were looking for a star for a brand new show about basically a family of wannabe wizards. The Wizards of Waverly Place was basically the show that gave Selena her big break.
And it's about a family of kids learning wizardry from our father, and it's a comedy series, and we had a lot of family in it, and it's a fun show, and I hope everyone likes it.
They liked her so much in Hannah Montana, they decided to give her the biggest role they had. Now, there was no telling how successful Wizards of Waverly Place would be, and it turned out to be absolutely huge.
But at the same time, we go to normal school and try to be normal, and none of the kids know that we do magic.
It's the role everybody knows her for. The character of Alex Russo was perfect for her. They even gave her the chance to record the theme song. So for 97 episodes, her fans got to know who she was, got to know her personality, and more importantly, for her career further down the line, they got to know her singing voice as well. I mean, the show became the #1 show on the network. It won an Emmy Award. It constantly won and got nominated at things like the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards.
So it's a comedy series, and of course, magic and getting in trouble. It's a lot of fun.
Selena did extremely well, and all of a sudden, she'd gone from playing a decent part in Hannah Montana to having her own series. And a bit like Miley Cyrus in Hannah Montana, she became a household name.
And it put Selena Gomez in the national consciousness. She was in every teen magazine, and that show, as I said, became the #1 rated show.
There were posters of her in bedrooms all over the world, not just America. On lunchboxes. She was a huge marketing tool and asset for Disney.
Without Wizards of Waverly Place, she wouldn't be where she is today. And I think it's a show that she will constantly go back to in her head as one of her finest moments of her childhood.
The success of the show prompted many critics to compare Selena to fellow Disney star Miley Cyrus. And she was also named as one of the 8 hot kids to watch out for by Forbes magazine.
And Selena was named one of 8 kids to watch out for in Forbes magazine, which is hugely influential.
After hitting it big with her lead role in The Wizards of Waverly Place, Selena began to broaden her horizons. And in 2008, she started her own production company, July Moon Productions.
Now, usually child stars will splash their cash on cars and watches that they're either not yet able to wear because they're too big or the car's too fast to drive. Selena set up a production company, which really showed how grounded she was. She was still so young, it was 2008, and she set up July Moon Productions.
So here's the thing, whilst other 16-year-olds are at school, maybe getting boyfriends, girlfriends for the first time, thinking about homework, school life, what is Selena Gomez doing age 16? Well, she'd been incredibly successful in Wizards of Waverly Place. She was becoming a national celebrity. So of course, the next step, well, you're 16, start your own production company.
And this meant that she could pick her own film roles, TV work, and it really put her on the place as a businesswoman as well as a rising actress.
So what did Selena Gomez do? Yep, she started her own production company with her mother, Mandy. So we have July Moon Productions with several options on the table. Selena Gomez, age 16, has the right to commission films. She can executively produce films and star in films.
Now this speaks volumes for the kind of person she is. She wants to be a star, but she wants to be a businesswoman too. And perhaps because she came from adversity, she didn't grow up with rich parents. She knew what it was like to be poor and to struggle. Perhaps that's why she wanted to make sure that she was set up for the rest of her life, that she could give money back to her mum, who worked 3 jobs to raise her.
At 16, she was developing scripts and she was sitting in business meetings talking about budgets and talking about worldwide box office and marketing ideas. I mean, that's quite incredible for anyone in this industry who's both an actor and a business person. But she's 16 years old. This is highly unusual, but so clever. It's very profitable. It's worked out very well. It's worked out really well so far for Selena and her mother. And she is still coming up with ideas and producing content for July Moon. And she's also incredibly respected by those in the industry. So she has a reputation both on camera and off camera. And so the whole venture has completely paid off, with Selena becoming one of the most successful, one of the most profitable, one of the richest, youngest producing talents in Hollywood today.
In 2009, the news broke that Selena was dating fellow Disney star Nick Jonas. They became one of Hollywood's hottest couples and were photographed on a daily basis. However, the relationship was short-lived as they broke up after just 4 months.
Selena started to get quite close and friendly with Nick Jonas when they were performing together on Witches. He would be this sort of charming man playing his guitar, and she eventually appeared in a Jonas Brothers music video for Burning Up.
On the set of Wizards of Waverly Place, Selena met Nick Jonas and started dating him.
So the Jonas Brothers were making the music video for Burning Up. You have to remember they were also one of Disney's biggest signings. Huge US stars, worldwide phenomenon. You have Selena Gomez, also a household name in America and a huge star for kids around the world. So what did they do? They put Selena in the Jonas Brother video, and of course that means, well, it's a music video, often 16 to 18 hours on set. They're all young, they're spending a lot of time together, so naturally tongues start wagging on set, and yes, this leads to Nick Jonas and Selena Gomez becoming an item.
And now they did date for a few months, they were pictured holding hands, but it was nothing serious, and unfortunately for Selena, it fizzled out.
A bit like Miley Cyrus, her friend from Hannah Montana, their relationship with Nick only lasted a few months.
But of course you have to remember that Nick Jonas had to appear single to all his teenage fans. His management, his family didn't want Selena Gomez to be around him. They didn't want to publicly acknowledge they were dating. So what's been interesting is that years later, Selena has been talking about that relationship with Nick Jonas and saying she found it very claustrophobic. It was a restrictive relationship. She found that it was deeply troubling, in fact, because she basically had to live a lie. She had to be escorted out secretly. She was put in separate cars, used different hotel exits. They could never be in the same room. So yeah, she's been very vocal in saying she regrets that time. So I don't think he'll be in any hurry to patch things up with her. In fact, you never really see the two of them on the red carpet.
After her breakup with Nick Jonas, Selena began to focus on her music career. She recorded the soundtrack for the hit film Another Cinderella Story, in which she had a starring role.
This is my movie. That's weird to say. It is my movie.
Tell me, I heard you talking about some of the things you had to do. Talk to me about that, the training, and what was involved in getting into this role.
Well, I had to do 2 months of dance training. So for me, it was basically trying to act like I've been a dancer my entire life and kind of portraying that on screen, which was really nice because it was a challenge, and now I'm addicted to dancing. I love it. I learned tango, hip hop, all different kind of aspects of dance, and it's wonderful. I'm very happy.
Tell me a little bit about this movie. What makes it different from other Cinderella?
Well, this is our modern take of it. Now, instead of losing a glass slipper or a cell phone, I lose a Zune. So he's got to find me through music. And the whole music element is kind of new to it because I meet a pop star who's a singer/dancer, and you fall in love with someone famous, and you fall in love with someone who's not so famous. So it's kind of got that mixture of it, so it's nice.
The soundtrack for the movie included the massive single, Tell Me Something I Don't Know.
Tell Me Something I Don't Know was from the soundtrack to the film Another Cinderella Story, in which Selena had a main role.
Tell me something I don't know, something I don't know, something I don't know.
Shortly after her breakup with Nick Jonas, she recorded the soundtrack for Another Cinderella Story. She made the song Tell Me Something I Don't Know, which got over 70 million views.
How many inches in a mile, what it takes to make you smile, get you not to treat me like a child, baby.
So after the breakup with Nick Jonas, Selena needed a brand new project, and the movie Another Cinderella Story was a perfect vehicle for her to showcase not only her acting talent, but also her singing talent as well. I mean, she recorded the theme song, Tell Me Something I Don't Know, from the movie. That went on to be a number 58 hit.
Everybody tells me that it's 1 in a million, like 1 in a billion, 1 in a zillion.
The song Tell Me Something I Don't Know was a huge hit for Selena in terms of it got 70 million views on YouTube.
Proving that she's not just a singer or an actress, she did both in Another Cinderella Story. She starred and wrote part of the soundtrack, and the song itself was an upbeat pop rock song, and it was exactly what the teen idols were doing at the time.
And I think it was obvious to all her fans that this was the start of something big. It was obvious that she would end up becoming a recording artist. I mean, the video had her portraying life as a maid in a massive mansion. It was the classic Cinderella story.
It was typical of the Disney stars, and the fans loved it.
My fans are a lot cooler than me half the time. They are incredible girls too that inspire me. You know, when I meet my fans at meet and greets or at concerts and they tell me stories and things that they've been through, it definitely makes me feel like my fans are very strong, and if I could just be their warrior and fight for them, I will.
Fans liked the song, and more importantly, they bought into Selena Gomez, the recording artist.
Everybody wanted to see her in the video because she looked great, girls wanted to be her. There's so many costume changes in it that girls really aspire to be this pretty girl who can sing, she can act, she can do everything.
In late 2009, it was announced that a movie based on Selena's hit TV show, The Wizards of Waverly Place, was in production. Upon its release, the movie went on to be a huge success and won an Emmy for Outstanding Children's Program.
In late 2009, Selena's main character as Alex in Wizards of Waverly Place hit the big screens.
So after Wizards of Waverly Place became one of the highest rated kids shows in America and had become such a big vehicle and such a hit for Selena, it was obvious in 2009 that she would go on to make Wizards of Waverly Place the movie. I mean, it was the next step. It had to happen.
Yes, this is my 5th one, so I'm really excited and I'm super blessed. I mean, the show's been such an important part of my life, so when the kids and the fans respond well, it just makes us really happy.
Well, you've kind of all grown up together.
Yeah, I know. I started the show when I was 14. It'll be 21 this year. It's crazy. The support's been amazing.
What is your favorite thing about these awards, your Kids' Choice Awards?
My favorite about the Kids' Choice Awards is that it's just super laid back. You can go have a good time, and yeah, it's great. I can bring my family. It's fun.
How about getting slimed in that gorgeous hair of yours?
I actually want to get slimed, so I'm kind of upset that I'm not slimed.
The night is early.
Yes, it is early.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Selena starred in the film Wizards of Waverly Place, and it was huge by any standard.
And the movie was a huge success. It was the second most viewed Disney film behind High School Musical 2.
This was a win-win situation. It premiered on the Disney Channel with 11.4 million viewers. That was the second highest rated TV movie special after High School Musical 2. We're talking big numbers. And it went on to win an Emmy, and it also took Selena's career to the next level.
It hit 11.4 million at the premiere. And what's more, she won an Emmy.
Her fan base loved it. The movie version of the hit show paid off.
After the success of the Wizards of Waverly Place movie, Selena Gomez was signed up to Hollywood Records. She began recording her debut album and later announced that she had formed a band called Selena Gomez and the Scene. The band went on to release their debut album Kiss and Tell, which included the hit single Naturally.
Their debut album, Kiss and Tell, the lead single Naturally, has been viewed nearly 200 million times on YouTube. And it went platinum. Not bad for a debut.
You are the thunder and I am the lightning, and I love the way you know who you are, and to me it's exciting.
So the one song that really helped sell the Kiss and Tell album was the second single, Naturally. I mean, you have to remember that Selena was very much associated with Wizards of Waverly Place. Some people thought she was just another tween star, but she really did make the transition with Naturally. The video was a bit more, slightly edgy, but it was still pop, it was pacey, it was fun. It's now had over 200 million views on YouTube.
Naturally is an up-tempo pop song which relies on electropop and dance pop styles. The song's lyrics speak of a relationship in which the feelings are not forced and the protagonist sings of their happiness.
Everything comes naturally, it comes naturally, baby.
The single, it's very rock, it's very pop, produced by Rock Mafia, but it did give Selena Gomez her first American top 40 hit. So in terms of chart success, Naturally is the one that put her on the musical map.
The song received positive reviews from music critics, with many critics complimenting its electro and club feel. Kiss and Tell went on to become a hugely successful debut album for Selena Gomez and the Scene, with the album making the top 10 of the Billboard 200 chart in the US.
After her huge television and now movie success, Selena started up a band called Selena Gomez and the Scene.
Selena set up a band called Selena Gomez and the Scene. Their first album was called Kiss and Tell, and it made the top 10 of the Billboard 200.
So here's the deal, it's 2009 and you are one of the most highly paid entertainers on TV. You're recognized by kids all around America and around the world, and you've demonstrated to executives, especially those in the music industry, that not only can you act, but you can also sing as well. So it was inevitable that Hollywood Records would sign Selena to their label and release the debut album Selena Gomez and the Scene, Kiss and Tell, to a public who were actually pretty intrigued by what she had to offer.
They were an instant hit. The fans loved them. It was perfect for the moment, Disney, pop, rock, everything. They went into the charts, they got a decent place, and it was great for Selena to finally make her move back into the music industry.
And it was pretty critically acclaimed, this album, because in terms of, she was exactly what people had bought into. She was successful, young, pretty, vibrant, wearing lots of outfits, and it was what people expected of her.
It was a very quirky, rock, typically pop record. It debuted top 10 in America. She worked with the production team Rock Mafia to come up with some great hit singles from the album. The videos were appealing to a young demographic. They did really well on YouTube. And look, she wasn't going to break the mold just yet. She wasn't the new Lady Gaga. She wasn't quite Madonna. But the album really did cement Selena Gomez as a future recording star.
After the success of Selena Gomez and the Scene's debut album, Selena set her focus back to acting. She landed a lead role in the film Ramona and Beezus, stating that she didn't have a problem starring in more adult roles.
After she came back to music with Selena Gomez and the Scene, she had massive amounts of success, but she went back to acting again. She starred alongside Taylor Lautner, the Twilight star, in Ramona and Beezus. It had generally good reviews, and it was quite a more mature role.
It's been amazing. I read the script. I thought it was really, really cute and really funny. And all the cast, I was just like, oh, this is going to be amazing. So, of course, I wanted to be a part of it.
So after the success of the debut album and the hit TV show, it was obvious that Selena would basically want to move on and try some more adult roles. And she did that with the movie Ramona and Beezus. Her production company helped option the idea.
She played a more adult role, and she always says that she's very aware of what her audience expect from her, and she would never do a role she wasn't totally comfortable with it. Fans liked it, the critics said it was alright, so quite a good comeback for Selena.
It was met with some positive reviews. Critics were pretty kind about the movie and her performance. It was a perfect kids film because the books have been so successful, especially for those under 9 across the States. And Selena playing Beezus, sort of an older, sassy, sisterly role, it was perfect for her. I mean, it didn't set the box office on fire, but it was a step in the right direction for Selena.
And it was pretty well received in terms of her performance and also the film itself.
It proves she could do more than just play a kid's role and play to a young audience.
After filming Ramona and Beezus, Selena started dating Twilight star Taylor Lautner. However, like her previous relationship with Nick Jonas, the relationship was short-lived and only lasted a few months.
So after spending time in Vancouver making Ramona and Beezus, it was inevitable that Selena would get to spend time with Taylor Lautner because he was also in town.
Now Selena, what is she like? She's dating another co-star. She started seeing Taylor after they filmed Ramona and Beezus. And again, they were pictured holding hands around Hollywood, the same as Nick Jonas.
And yep, the Hollywood hunk himself hooked up with Miss Gomez. They became an item. They dated for a few months. They were papped, basically hanging out in Hollywood, going to cafes, restaurants, going out for meals. Everybody talked about this couple, you know, they were a hot item. You have to remember that Taylor Lautner was one of the hunkiest heartthrobs in the world. You know, there were a lot of ladies unhappy with Selena Gomez.
But it fizzled out after months, didn't last long. She was having no luck with love.
Tabloids made lots of this, saying Selena's really unlucky in love. But come on, let's face it, at the time she was about 20 years old, she's still got time to get a guy.
Unfortunately, it did fizzle out. It wasn't meant to be, but they are still friends to this day.
After her breakup with Taylor Lautner, Selena Gomez and The Scene went on to release their second album, A Year Without Rain, which included the release of the self-titled single, which was a huge smash hit.
I'm missing you so much, can't help it, I'm in love. A day without you is like a year without rain. I need you by my side, don't know how I'll survive.
So Selena released A Year Without Rain as the first single from the album, and it's fair to say that radio stations, the music video channels, fans and critics were, you know, particularly keen on this record. They were kind to her, they were supportive.
Music critics gave the song positive reviews, complimenting it as a dance ballad and noting Selena's vocal maturity.
The album's lead single was A Year Without Rain, and Selena was praised for her mature vocal ability. And I think that counts for a lot when she's done a lot of acting work on the side. It kind of proved that she is still a really fantastic singer.
The music video was directed by Chris Dooley and was filmed in Lucerne Valley, California.
It had a more techno, dance, pop feel to it. It was a new image for her, and it showed that she was really growing up.
The video was rather cool. It showed her driving around the desert. There was a lot of water. She looked good. It had a sort of a techno electro pop sound, and you know, thanks to Lady Gaga, that was the sound of 2010.
So let this drought come to an end and make this desert flower again. I need you here, I can't explain, but a day without you.
The video features Gomez dancing in the desert, surrounded by a swarm of photographs of her and her love interest, before they eventually meet during a rainstorm.
So it was the right single to release off the album, and it helped, you know, put the album into the chart at number 4. It paid off in the end.
A Year Without Rain was even more successful than the band's debut album. It went on to perform well in the charts, and the band was commended for their different musical style.
Selena's second album, A Year Without Rain, with her band The Scene, was critically well received. It made the top 5 of the Billboard 200.
Shortly after her breakup with Taylor Lautner, Selena got back with her band The Scene, and they released their second album, A Year Without Rain, and this time they were a different band.
Selena's second album with her band, A Year Without Rain in 2010, was an even bigger hit than her debut album. It charted at number 4 in America. It went on to sell gold. It's sold now nearly 793,000 copies in America.
It was a slight move away from her original sound, which was pop rock. It was more pop dance.
And she was very clever in that year, because you have to remember that the state of music, the sound of music, pop music itself was evolving thanks to people like Lady Gaga. Electropop was the sound. America was beginning to love dance music. It had already been massive in the UK and Europe.
They had a more dance pop act rather than the whole Disney scene and image that she had before. The fans loved it. It got on the top 5 of the Billboards. And again, she proved that she can take a break and still come back and smash the charts.
So Selena and the band, Selena Gomez and The Scene, had been very clever with this album. In fact, she brought in new producers. She was working with Stargate from Norway, and even Katy Perry gave her a song. So tracks like Round and Round were the perfect track, the perfect single to help take her to the next level. And that's exactly what this album did.
In 2010, Selena Gomez decided to take a break from both music and acting and started her own clothing line called Dream Out Loud.
I have my own clothing range coming out that is called Dream Out Loud.
In 2010, Selena took her hand to fashion. There wasn't much else left for her to do. She did the usual, the skirts, scarves, jackets, dresses. It was a lovely eco-friendly range, which was very important to Selena. And what she did for her fans? She put little personalised and inspirational messages inside the tags.
And that will be coming out July in the States, and hopefully will be making its way over here soon.
Selena Gomez was already a successful musician and actress, and now she had her own production company and successful clothing line to add to that. At the age of just 18, Selena Gomez was living the dream.
Today is the official launch, I guess, of my fragrance. So we are at Macy's, obviously in New York, the big one here, and we're gonna launch it, so I'm excited. It's very romantic. It's just really, it's rich, it's sweet, but it's not overbearing. I just wanted it, that's what I feel like I'm in my mode right now, is very young, rich, romantic, and it's just very warm, so that's how I kind of describe it. It's actually something I've always really wanted to do. I mean, that's kind of cliche of me to say, but I mean, I love fragrances. I have over 20, so I like kind of coming up with my own anyway. There's like places you can go to get it, so I wanted to kind of do my own, and it's something that represents me and something for my fans, obviously. So, I mean, my fans have been there the entire step of the way. They've helped me create the fragrance, and it's been great. I mean, the response has been amazing, and I really am proud of it. Nobody's ever done this before, and I was actually really excited to try it because obviously I tell my fans that their opinion means everything to me, and I always tell them how much they mean to me, but this was a way for me to actually show them that I really meant that. So they actually helped me create my fragrance. So they went online and they got to pick out the top notes with me, the middle notes and the bottom notes, and then I flew out 14 fans, and they all came into New York from different countries and different states, and we had 3 options, and they helped me pick it, and they were there, and we picked my final fragrance. So they were there every step of the way.
At just 18 years old, Selena Gomez owned her own production company, a fashion range. She was an Emmy Award-winning actress and a chart-topping pop star with her band The Scene.
And to put this into perspective, most 18-year-olds are just, wondering what record to buy in the shop. Or they're just finishing school. And she is a successful businesswoman and a talented actress and singer. It's astonishing, 18 years old.
Is there anything this girl can't do?
In early 2011, the news broke that Selena Gomez was dating Justin Bieber. Given that Justin Bieber is one of the biggest male stars on the planet, their relationship was huge news all around the world.
And so your relationship with Justin Bieber has sort of been a hot topic lately. Can you tell me which Justin Bieber song is your favorite?
My favorite song changes every day. Right now it's probably Up or Never Let You Go.
So here's the thing about Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. I mean, what many people don't know is that they had been really good friends, in fact, best friends, for a good 2 years before they publicly announced that there was more going on than just a pure friendship.
In early 2011, Selena and Justin Bieber went public with their relationship. It caused an absolute frenzy. They were the biggest thing in Hollywood.
So when the news finally broke, thanks to an interview that Selena gave on the Ellen DeGeneres chat show, that the two were dating, it became the showbiz story of that week, of the year in fact.
Selena went public with her relationship to Justin Bieber. Now there'd been so much speculation. Basically, millions of girls, the Beliebers, want to be Justin's girlfriend. And Selena got a lot of hate on Twitter, letters, abuse about dating Justin. There was a lot of jealousy there.
You have to also remember there's a 2-year age gap between the two of them. So when Justin Bieber was pictured at the Vanity Fair Oscar party on the red carpet with Selena looking stunning in a red gown, he was only 16 years old. I mean, he was a young man, but of course, one of the biggest tween stars in the world. This is a guy that had YouTubers, Twitter followers in his millions.
Social media went mad. They were the front cover of all the US and British magazines. They were the next big thing.
The media speculation was really intense. They were followed down the streets, their cars were chased by paparazzi, they even got their own name, Jelena.
They were both young, both pretty, hugely successful. The fans dubbed them Jelena, which I guess is a lot nicer for Selena because it's mostly her name and sounds a lot better than Justina.
They were Jelena. They were hot. They were the hottest couple.
They were photographed everywhere. Everyone was talking about Selena and Justin, and in fact, fans, of course, called them by one name, Jelena.
In mid-2011, Selena Gomez and The Scene released their third album, When the Sun Goes Down. The album included the hit single, Love You Like a Love Song.
I love you like a love song, baby. I love you like a love song, baby. I love you like a love song, baby.
And now their biggest song is without a doubt Love You Like a Love Song. This puts Selena Gomez and The Scene worldwide phenomenon pop stars.
Of course, she releases the first single, Love You Like a Love Song, and immediately we listen to the lyrics and it's quite obvious who the song is about.
The song was a hit in the US, peaking at number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 10 on the Canadian Hot 100.
And I keep it on repeat, beat, 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 beat. I love you like a love song, baby. I love you like a love song, baby.
There was a feeling that the lyrics were more grown up from what she'd been saying before, and actually the maturity of her voice was commented on by many critics.
Fans loved the album's lead single, and it's probably because it detailed the early stages of romance with Selena and Justin, and it was a nice insight into how their romance was going to blossom.
I mean, the video was a massive hit with millions, over 200 million views now on YouTube.
The music video for Love You Like a Love Song was directed by Jeremy Jasper. The video features Gomez performing the song at a Japanese karaoke bar, while scenes of the band performing in different settings intercut through the video.
And I keep it on repeat, beat, 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 beat. Constantly, boy, you play it through my mind like a symphony. There's no way to describe what you do to me.
It's been viewed more than 200 million times. It's gone 4 times platinum, and it's the perfect, catchy pop dance song that Selena's been trying to perfect.
The video itself got over 200 million views on YouTube, which is astonishing. And she really looks great on the video. She looks great on everything, but you can see through watching her videos that this girl is growing up in terms of maturity, her look, her dance moves, everything's progressing the way it should be.
The band's third album continued their sound of dance pop as opposed to their old sound of pop rock. The album featured pop superstars such as Pixie Lott and Britney Spears.
When the Sun Goes Down, which was released in 2011, was Selena's third album with her band, and again it was critically well received.
And they had some incredible collaborations. The likes of Pixie Lott, Britney Spears were working with them, and they continued their sort of dance pop sound instead of the Disney pop rock.
You have to remember that she was one of the most photographed young women in the world. Every magazine wanted her photo. She was everywhere. Everyone was talking about her relationship with Justin Bieber. Now, even though she didn't want to talk about that relationship in many interviews that she gave at the time, I mean, I remember meeting her at the MTV Music Awards in Belfast, and we were told, talk about the music, don't talk about the relationship.
There were some big artists who featured on it, like Pixie Lott and Britney Spears. And again, the sound was more pop dancey than pop rock, which it originally had been.
The album was her most successful, giving her top 10 success, multi-platinum success, in fact, across the USA. And for the first time, Selena Gomez and The Scene were selling records across Europe and in parts of South America that took her to the next level of her career.
After the successful release of the band's third album, Selena announced that she would once again be taking some time out of music to focus on her acting career.
After the release of their third album, Selena decided to take a break from music and go back into acting. She went into some big roles.
At this time, Selena decided to concentrate on her acting career, which she does throughout her career actually. She concentrates on music acting. Really smart girl, she wants to do it all.
Firstly, Spring Breakers. She was with James Franco, Vanessa Hudgens, and she was mostly in a bikini throughout the entire film. It showed how much she can develop with a more adult role and shows how much that she's really ditched that Disney personality.
Coming from Disney Channel gives you kind of a brand in a way, and they do put a label on you.
She took a role in Spring Breakers. She mainly is in her bikini for the duration of the film, which, certainly didn't disappoint her male fans.
I know that I have younger fans, and this is an opportunity for myself to kind of grow. And it is a little shocking, I think, for the younger audiences and for having that background, but I think it was right for me. I do everything for my younger fans, I do everything for my fans, and this one was more for me.
She also starred as a voice in Hotel Transylvania with none other than Adam Sandler, Hollywood royalty.
Adam actually mentioned my name, which was completely flattering and an honor, so it's been amazing.
Hotel Transylvania was an animated film, and she starred alongside the likes of Adam Sandler, and that's huge, that's Hollywood royalty, and great for her ego to be alongside these people.
She also went in with Monte Carlo, which was produced by Nicole Kidman. These are massive names, and Selena was very much a central figure to all of these films.
Monte Carlo is my new film that's coming out July 1st. And it is kind of a romantic comedy / adventure about 3 girls that travel to Europe. And they want to have a great vacation. It ends up being a disaster. And they run into a British heiress that is completely evil. And they switch lives with her without her knowing because it's a case of mistaken identity.
Monte Carlo was produced by Nicole Kidman. Now, to put that on your CV, that you've worked alongside these greats, is astonishing. And she's still so young.
There's romance and you kind of figure out it's like a coming of age story. It's kind of really hard for me to explain, but it's really a sweet movie.
In 2012, fans and showbiz reports were starting to speculate that Selena and Justin had split. After months of speculation, Selena announced in an interview with Hollywood Life magazine that the relationship had in fact come to an end.
Young love is tempestuous and it's turbulent at the best of times. When you're Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, you've got one huge problem. The whole world is watching your relationship and they want to know every single detail.
And you know so more than anybody, what is the cure for Bieber fever?
I don't know. There isn't one.
Justin Bieber got himself into hot water when he cast an actress called Chanel Solaire to perform basically and appear in his music video for As Long As You Love Me. There were several reports coming from gossip columnists from the websites, those in the know, that Justin had been spending a little bit too much time with Chanel on set, that they were getting on rather well. There's rumors that Selena found racy text messages from him to Chanel, her to him, on his mobile phone, and that was the beginning of the end of the relationship.
She confirmed the split to Hollywood Life after he was pictured with another girl. She did, however, insist that they were still friends.
Can you tell me which Justin Bieber song is your least favorite?
I don't think I'd be a very good friend if I said a least favorite. I don't think there is a song I don't like.
I think the media obviously loved the fact they had a great story in Jelena. Selena and Justin sold magazines, they sold newspapers around the world. Stories about those two went worldwide. But you have to also remember they were incredibly young and there were millions of young girls in the world who wanted to be on Justin Bieber's arm. The temptation was there. Jelena, unfortunately, were no more.
Selena had come through one of the toughest times in her personal life, and it was now time for her to launch her solo career.
Well, I have 3 films coming out, so that's been really exciting for me to kind of step into acting a little bit, but I'm actually going to start working on my record soon, so get back into music.
In 2012, she released her first solo album, Stars Dance, which included the massive hit single, Come and Get It.
The album's lead single, Come and Get It, was a huge hit. It was inspired by electro-pop, Indian sort of fusion, and everyone loved it. It was the perfect debut solo single.
Upon its release, Come and Get It received positive reviews from music critics. The song was praised for its musical diversity.
You ain't gotta worry, it's an open invitation. I'll be sitting right here, real patient. All day, all night, I'll be waiting, stand by. Can't stop because I love it. Hate the way I love you all day, all night, maybe.
The video was very widely viewed, and no wonder, because you saw Selena really dressing a wee bit more grown-up, provocatively skimpy outfits, but nothing too much. She still looked quite classy. Her dance moves had come on. This was a real departure from the squeaky clean image, and yet it seemed to be in accordance with the girl just growing up and finding her feet.
The song also performed well in the charts, peaking inside the top 10 of the US Billboard Hot 100. The video, much like the single, features Indian influences. Throughout the video, Gomez performs a dance routine used during many of the song's live performances.
Music critics loved it. It went straight into the top 10 of the US charts.
The lead single, Come and Get It, was an instant smash around the world. I mean, its YouTube views are now in the trillions. Okay, maybe not trillions, but they're getting there. It's been one of the biggest music videos in the world. It won an MTV award. It sounded great on the radio. If she carries on in this direction, she'll continue having #1 hits around the world.
Selena's first solo album, Stars Dance, was a hugely successful debut solo album for the US megastar. The album was noted for its different musical sound, and Selena had stated that artists such as Britney Spears and Skrillex were massive influences on the sound of the album.
After her breakup with Justin, Selena went back into the recording studio for her first ever solo album, Stars Dance. She wasn't with the scene anymore, she was going on her own, just Selena.
If you're talking about worldwide pop appeal, if you're talking about chart success, then Selena nailed it with this amazing album, Stars Dance, her first solo record.
She was influenced by Skrillex, by Britney Spears, and this techno-pop sort of dance track was perfect for her fans.
I mean, she said she was influenced by Skrillex and Britney Spears. It's a totally electro-pop record. It works well on the radio. It's going to work well in the clubs. It actually showed some real progression as well for Selena. It was a more mature album.
She is already one of the biggest stars of the 21st century. Having experienced huge success in the entertainment industry, along with running her own production company and clothing line, the future is most definitely bright for Selena Gomez.
I mean, I think for me, I started with Disney Channel, and my show had a lot of younger fans, and when I see the fans, they're the reason why I'm here. So if I'm able to do anything to give back to the families or to the kids that help me every single day, it's just kids hold a special place in my heart for that reason.
Having already achieved so much so young, what does the future hold for Selena Gomez?
The world is Selena Gomez's oyster. She already has, at the age of 21, a successful clothing line, production company. She's a talented and successful singer and actress.
She's already achieved so much in her early stages of her career. She'll focus on acting and work for a new album. Her second solo will be probably 2015. She can do anything she wants.
So, when you've got the combination of drive, ambition, and talent, plus worldwide fame, and you've been on screen since you were 5 years old, you're in a very good place.
I see Selena's career going more towards acting because she's very good at it. She has been critically acclaimed in the more grown-up roles she's decided to take, and they've been very clever roles to take. I think she has a good business head and takes the right roles and has good management around her.
There is no stopping her. I think she's going to be around for a number of years to come.